welcome to another episode of Barbershop Love Stories, the singles edition, Cuts and Conversations. Today, my very special guest is Lance.
Hello, guys.
Hello. So, Lance, you are from Atlanta.
Yes.
And tell me about what that's like dating and all that good stuff. What have you experienced?
It's been kind of crazy. Dating I'm 34 this year, so
Okay.
I guess I started dating really at 16, but
You had friends like that?
yeah.
Okay.
Me at 16, I remember I got my first car at 16, was working. I had my first actual girlfriend at 16. And that was great, but I was in high school, and we lasted all the way to, I think, a little bit after freshman year of college.
Oh, that's a good run for teenage love.
We were engaged and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got to that point. It was my first love. Yeah. And just being young and dumb, if I go back, I'd probably say don't do it again. But learned a lot at the time, and we're still cool. She's married now. And yeah, so.
Okay, you seem very intentional if you were even thinking about like marriage and things of that such at such a young age. So
well, that's how I was just raised. But where I came from, I'm the oldest of three, oldest son. I always told my mom, and even she has little pictures, pictures. Yeah, when I was in elementary school, I always told her, I want to be a husband. And that was my goal. Like, parents like, I want to be a police officer, I want to be a cop, I want to be this, I want to be a husband. They're like, Lance, you can't, that's not a job description, you can't be a husband. I was like, oh, what job pays to be a husband? It's not one.
Yeah.
Well, as a kid, in 1996, you're like, I wish I would be a husband. Because my mom, she never got married and stuff like that. So I always wanted to be that husband figure. So ideally was from age as soon as I could, work, save up for that family. I'm at 34. Hasn't happened yet, but God works mysterious ways, hopefully.
He does. That's for sure. So, have you come close to like falling in love since that point?
Personally, by myself, I think so. But outside of it, there's been occasions, but it always was something that popped up that deterred that whole love thing. I think the next time I was in college, and I think I might have fell or was falling in love with a friend of mine. And I think she was too. And there's an opportunity where we had to explore that range. And honestly, just being honest, I think I was like 23, 24. I ran away. I literally was in the room. She went to the bathroom. I got up, got my stuff, and just left. Didn't do anything, didn't say anything. The pressure was just too much. I just ran away.
Wow. So did she try to call you? Or okay, and you didn't answer?
Did not answer.
Really?
I had to go back and apologize because that's my friend. We're still friends.
Wow. At what point did you go back and apologize?
The next day.
Oh, okay.
I'm not just gonna just vanish or whatever. And
that's what
like,
I thought. That's what I thought.
Not like that. I'm not that savage, but I was just told her, like, look, I just couldn't go where we're going. Because I mean, she was talking to some guy and he really liked her. And I know he really wanted to try to commit. And I was still trying to find myself. I was still trying to get my career off and get my job started, my business started. And he was working to be a doctor at that point. And I'm like, look, as a friend, person that doesn't love you, I want you the best for you. And he obviously cares about you. And I know you care about him. And me and you've been friends since middle school. And you wanted to try it, I mean, yeah, but I don't want to ruin it or have anything go wrong with it. So, yeah. And she's married now. She's cool. She lives in another state now. And we talk now and then. So, yeah.
I mean, I can give some grace because, like, early 20s, like, you still kind of a kid and things are new and there's not like a whole bunch of relationship reps, I guess you could say. So that's definitely understandable.
Yeah, because by then I think I was that point, by that time 24 or 25, I've already just been in 2 long relationships by that point, and both of those ended with the one that was engaged, and that didn't happen, just being young. And then the next one was a toxic one, which was bad. Not bad because the person's a good person, but I think the environment was like middle of college, trying to figure that out. Paying all the bills. She's living there. She's bisexual. She likes guys, girls. Trying to navigate that whole dynamic while dating. And came to the point where I was like, hey, eventually I do want kids. Like, can we figure this out? And she didn't want kids with me, which makes sense. Okay. But then I felt bad because then I woke up one day and she took all her stuff and left. And then find out she was pregnant by somebody else. She has a kid now, 2 kids. And she's with a girl.
Okay. That sounds like that was a whole lot. Did you, at what point did you know all those dynamics were involved in what she was really dealing with? Were you deep in, passionately in love at that point, and then you found that out, or was it like?
I don't think love was ever involved. Sadly, I as of being older, when I was in there, I probably did think that was love, because I think at that point I wanted it because I was just engaged, and that didn't work out, and I was watching her move on and have fun, and so I wanted that so bad that I found somebody and tried to make that work. And you can't force it.
How long did that last?
3 years.
Wow. That's a really, really long time for all those dynamics going on. I don't know about y'all, but
it was ended at 21 with her, and then college I was 22 to 23, 4-ish. So probably 2 years, but ended with her. Came back to Atlanta. I was in Valdosta State. And at that point, life had crashed. Then when my father passed away, my mother, raising other kids, was like, I got to come back and really work because somebody's got to support. Right. And that's where I hung on my friend, and that thing happened, and I was it's too much, getting my business off the ground, working. Like, I had 3 jobs at the time, also trying to go to school, support my family. I just wasn't ready mentally to be like, you know what, I'm going to try this with you. So, that's why I told her, and she understood, and she's like, I appreciate it. So I'm not happy you just vanished the night before Lance. So I was like, I get it, and I apologized. We took her to dinner. It's like, I'm sorry. Told her mom I'm sorry. And yeah, so.
Okay. You were sharing with me about a situation where someone was not, I guess it would be breadcrumbing to a certain extent, given just a little bit. So would you like to share about that?
Yeah, that would be breadcrumbing, I guess. This is probably the most recent one, actually the most recent one. It's been about 4 years. Yeah, so we met him right before COVID. When did COVID hit? About 4 years.
No, it's 5 years. It's coming up on 5 years.
Well, okay. Well, so 5 years. So 4 to 5 years, yeah. So we met right before COVID, and it was great. It was a cool introduction. Just met online dating. Like that.
Which one was it? Like you meet?
I don't want to throw the company under the bus. I don't.
Cupid.
What's the one with an arrow? Let's say that one. Okay, so it works for some people. So it is.
It does.
Yeah,
I have issues with those things though. I'm not currently.
I got issues.
I might have some old profiles though floating around though.
I'm currently on Bumble, and I think it's interesting. I do wish there was wait, we can't message first on Bumble. It's always the girls gotta make the decision. I think it's annoying, but whatever. That's what it is. So, but we met, and it was fun. It was entertaining at first. It was just fun, cool, and great chemistry, and talk. And then eventually it got to a point where I was like, you know what, I'm feeling you. I want to make this work, and she thought it was a joke. I was like, oh yeah, okay, sure. I was like, no, I'm serious. She's like, So, I was like, hey, let's prove it. Let's go on a date. Let's do this. Let's do that. And there's always something that always ended up derailing it, either family related or, didn't have the funds or whatever. And then I was like, okay, I'll take it upon myself to pay for everything. I'll give you gas money. I'll fly you out. I'll do whatever. I didn't fly her out, but that's another story. Somebody else.
We're gonna circle back.
We'll get there. But that's I was offering to go on trips. Basically, let's go here, go on vacation, do something, and meet for vacation and stuff. It just never panned out. And eventually, I just started asking why. Why is it always an issue?
Now she's out of state at this point.
No, she's in state. She's in state the entire time.
Oh.
So I was like, why is it so hard to, you know, make plans to do something? Because I see her and she'll make plans to go hang out with her friends or somebody else or whatever. She'll just see other people, but not me. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So eventually I was like, caught on, was like, you know, this isn't something she wanted to do. So I pulled back. I was around year 2 and was like, let's be friends.
So during the first, from the beginning to year 2, she's giving you the impression that, Lance,
yeah.
Are you bored?
No.
Okay.
I didn't get enough sleep last night.
Okay.
No.
But yeah, so she's giving you the impression that you know, it might be something, or like you're still entwined, like you're still.
Yeah, we talk every day. We talked every night.
Okay.
Text all the time. Was sending gifts, sending money, sending food. What else? Yeah, having really deep conversations. Just talk about everything. Fall asleep on the phone, FaceTiming. So really having that connection, just never panning out to actually meet. But we were before, but you know, COVID happened, so we had to split due to COVID and just try to stay in contact.
Okay. So then year 2, you're like, okay, this is just not going on the way that it should, and we need to just be friends.
Yeah, be friends. And she said okay.
Okay, so what's your idea of friends? Does that mean that there's no more food being sent? There's no money being sent?
Yep.
You're limiting like the
the conversations. The conversations don't need to be as long. We don't need to be talking every day or for hours, like 4 to 5 hours a day on the phone, or just spend all day on the phone actually.
So did you verbally say that, or you just know in your heart you're gonna start pulling back and not
eventually I
picking
knew in
up
my
the
heart.
phone?
I didn't say it.
Okay.
Not at that point. I said it later, but not at that point. I figured, you know, be friends, cool, because friends are friends. So I just operate like she was a friend. But at that point, you know, the calls started coming in more. You know, requests to.
So you pull back, and then she starts coming forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, okay, and I mean, this is what I wanted. I wanted more attention. I wanted more from her. So I'm getting what I wanted now. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe you do want something. So I started turning around and reapplying pressure and, you know, asking her on dates, you know, asking for sending roses to her house, sending things, attempting to pull up and do stuff like that. It's just like, you know, there's always a stop. Take the flowers. Stop. Okay. So it's just like halted. And so this shows us like, well, do you want this? And her honest reaction was, I don't know if you actually like me. Like there's a difference between somebody just like lusting for you and somebody that actually likes you. And she wasn't sure where I fell in between. And I was like, well, not lying. Yeah, I do want you. Like that lust does happen. But I actually like you. Like I fell for you, not your body and everything else. You know, that's great, wonderful, love it. But I fell more for your personality. Like if I had never met you before in my life, I viewed you as a blank canvas, I would actually like you, the person, because that's what I fell for. I mean, when I fell and talked to her, I fell just, you know, I'll put her business out there. We talked about her lifestyle growing up, her family, her sister, you know, her mother, her relationship with her dad, her friends, her experiences, and her jokes, and just the way she operates, her mindset, the way that she moves, and the way that she views the world. That's what I fell for. I was like, that's something I would want in a wife. That I could see be a motherly. Like I see being a mother to my children if I had children. I was like, that's what I want from her. And she appreciated that. She's like, she hears me, and she sees that I've traits that she would want in a husband, but she's just not sure. I was like, okay, well, how do we get to the point where you're sure? Like, how do I show you or express it? And she's like, she can't give me an answer. She's like, you know, there's no way to really show that, you know, unless you're around somebody. So I'm like, all right, well, let's get around this. Let's move around. Let's operate so you can see how I move. And whenever that came up, there's always something that stopped it. So recently, I had basically given her an ultimatum, which wasn't really, I guess, fair upon me, but I just couldn't take it anymore. So I had to make the decision to say, hey, look, I like you. I want to be with you. one way or another make this work out. Let's make this work. She didn't believe. She was like, okay, sure, you like me. Everybody says, no, I really like you. Like, put a nail in it. It is what it is. I'm not talking to nobody else. Not bothering nobody else. It's just you. So next time we talk, I'm going to talk about this conversation. Okay, cool. Haven't heard from her since.
Okay, when was that?
About a month ago.
How do you feel about that? I mean, do you feel a relief because now it's like, okay, I see what it is clearly. I can just move away, or do you still feel some type of way about that?
I feel some type of way about it. I can't lie. I do have a relief sense feeling that's coming in that's settling now. Mm-hmm. But at first, it was definitely upset. To say mad because I'm just wanting to know why, like a reason of something. Mm-hmm. And I said, we didn't message anything like now, like maybe once a week. Not even once a week, maybe once every 2 or 3 days. I'll just be feeling there, like I just want to say something to her. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, hey, good morning, hope your day's great. And she might respond, she might not. And she does. I like the comment and keep going. Mm-hmm. Or don't hear anything.
Where do you go from here? Like, because I definitely don't see yourself, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see you going another 4 years in a situation like this. So what have you learned from this? And like, where do you go from here?
Well, I don't know where I go from here. But as of right now, I guess the best way to move is to myself, I guess. It's I'm not necessarily out here looking for somebody. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if God opens the sky and says this is her, that's a different story. But unless something like that happens, I'm just thinking to myself, working on house number 2. Mm-hmm. Tax season started, so if I got taxes, come to me, do taxes. Okay. Yeah, so that's my business, taxes, and I do video gaming as well. So that's also.
You like create your own video games? Or?
I wish I started to, but no, we host tournaments.
Oh, okay.
So get the video games: Xbox, PS, PlayStation, GameCube. Mm-hmm. Not anymore. Nintendo Switch. That's what they use now. Mm-hmm. The new ones. So host gaming tournaments. Haven't done it in a while since that tried down during COVID because can't be around people. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna go back out now. So really right now it's just been taxes and trying to get another LLC off the ground and possibly get another certification to study abroad and teach abroad.
Well, let's talk about that because a hot topic has been Black men finding love abroad and that there's nothing left here, so might as well go somewhere else. So how do you feel about that? I've
heard it several times. I necessarily didn't believe it or whatever, but as of recently, a lot of opportunities have popped up abroad as far as business and work is concerned. Like in China, Japan, Indonesia is one pops up multiple times because they're really high tech as far as gaming goes. And I can do taxes almost anywhere. Knows the date. And Texas, can be nomadic. And I mean, I have my degree, I have my associate certification. I'm renting out my condo in Buckhead. Still, my mom's right now, I'm looking for the other place. And I get that, I rent that out. That's forms of income coming in, and I can travel. So it might just be that my person isn't here. So I might have to go outside the country to find something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a thought, but I mean, it just how the cookies crumble.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between, I don't like Black women. Not saying anybody you've dated were Black, because I didn't even ask, but like, I don't.
They're all Black, but I love Black women. I love Black women. I mean, there was one Asian, a Filipino, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, some people are like, I don't fool with Black women. Everything I want and need is over across the seas, so I'm gonna head over there. And then there's a difference between that and like, no, I just happened to be, overseas or in an environment where I met someone who was, not from my background, and it worked out. So it sounds like you're really open, and I think
I'm open now, which is a change. I've had to change even my dating profiles. I've had to open it up because it's always just typically just with Black women, but now I've had to open to everybody, whites, Asians. We'll figure it out. I mean, I haven't had a think the last girl I was attracted to was white. Was like Mila Kunis. I don't think she's completely white. I think about it.
Yeah, she's something.
Yeah, she's something.
I don't know what
I don't know, but
yeah. Do you feel like that now that this situation is over, that you feel free to proceed?
Honestly, I don't know. It's like the idea is that I don't know. I'm just saying perceive it. Obviously, if something pops up or somebody comes in my life, I'm down for it. Mm-hmm. But of course, even when going through this process, I have talked to other people and met girls that are great, and just said there's one that would be amazing, but she's just not trying to get married or have kids, so that's also a thing. But she's also American, Black, Georgia, great girl. But I don't know. I think there's like still this part of me that that one that if she popped up and wanted to try to make this work, I can't say that I wouldn't say no. I don't believe I would say no. If she's the same one that in 4 years, because that's why I say I don't know if it's just me that's falling, but I know the difference now at this point, like where I'm feeling that version versus not feeling that person. And I know the feelings I have for her, and that if she came around and was like, you know what, Lance, let's go ahead and make this work and try this out, I would possibly drop everything and try it.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a rough one.
It's a rough one.
That's a rough one, because the heart wants what the heart
wants. Yeah.
Wants. And if you haven't been through it, live long enough. You're gonna meet somebody that you just are out of character for, to a certain extent, and do some things that you maybe not thought you would ever do. So wow, it's I don't know what to say.
I don't know. I just know.
I definitely appreciate you sharing your story, because I think men's stories need to be heard, because this is the first time ever I have heard of a woman saying, I want to be with you, and you're talking all day long and you're, emotionally invested, because, we are very, very emotional. So like, if I'm talking to you all day long, I'm in it. I'm completely in it. But yet you don't want to hang out. You don't want to, so.
I've asked people, and I'll ask other girls, sisters, close friends, and everything points to, yeah, she does like you. She's always there. Like if I was in the hospital, I got sick, and I called, she was there. She was picked up. She was immediate. And when I was going stuff and talked to her, but needed somebody to talk to, she's there. She's there. But the moment it got to let's make it work, other stuff popped up, which to an extent I understand, because she would tell me she never lied or whatever, but it was always like, I said, if you want somebody, you want something, you push through it. You would fight for it. And I don't feel like that's on her end. Like there is stuff that happens, family pops up all the time, sick illnesses, stuff happens, and she's used to taking stuff on loan. I know her story, and I talked to her for ages now at this point. And I'm not putting her business out there like that. But I know she's a really strong girl, really smart, really intelligent, and she has a lot on her own. And a lot of women, a lot of Black women in general, have gotten to the point where in life they've learned to take stuff on their own and not receive help. And she's not one to ask for help. She's never been one. Even when I was sending money or buying stuff, whatever, she never once asked for anything. And I would just do it because that's how I am. And she's always been like, I appreciate you, I really do. And she's gonna ask her friends tell her, if you had one person that at the end of the day everything goes to shit. Can I cuss? I just did goes off. Is there somebody you would call? And she's like, yeah, it would be Lance. I'm like, if you know that, then you should know how I feel about you. Because you can't say that to anybody else that you know, even your best friend. And she's like, yeah, but it is what it is. You can't force somebody to fall in love with you.
Yeah, that right there. Do you think she was married?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to get knocked on the wood, but I have sisters, and they do background research.
Yeah, because I sure would.
They did. I can't say they did it. Mm-hmm. They told me, they're like, we can tell. I'm like, look, but after year 3, I was like, go ahead. I'm not going to have to fight you on this. They already did. By that point, they're like, this always say, you know, you probably should go out there. She's not married.
Interesting. Wow. Well, we definitely gotta we gotta figure out how we can figure out what's going on with her. I don't know. Leave something in the comments, y'all, because I'm stumped. Thank you again, Lance, for coming, and I really appreciate you sharing your story. Thank you for joining another episode of Barbershop Love Stories, Singles Edition, Cuts in Conversation. And y'all know I don't cut because I can't do 2 things at once. So he already has a haircut. It's all good. All right. Have a good one. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
Awesome.